Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with the 11th layout using the April Hip Kit, and I'm showing you some of the stuff that I have left. And surprisingly, this is the 11th layout and I still have quite a bit of stuff left as far as embellishments. And again, and I just kind of pointed out all the numbers there. I thought maybe of using it on this layout because it's a picture of my daughter when she was cheering, and some of you that if your kids are in cheering, or your grandkids, you know that everything about cheering is about numbers. They count. It's counting. So I thought of using it on this layout, but I'm not going to, just because how this layout took me, it didn't, I couldn't fit it anywhere. So when I start a layout, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. Actually, when I piled all the papers and all the embellishments on top of this pattern paper, I just picked everything that was sort of pink, and I didn't even have a picture at that point because this was beyond the bunch of pictures that I had put together and put the pages together. And so as I was getting those layouts done and finding anything that was pink, I just added it to this layout. Now this background here is an Amy Tangerine pattern paper, which I love. And the second sheet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all those cameras apart. Like, I'm going to use them as embellishments, but I wanted to use, this one pattern paper as a background. Now the other side was a huge chevron, and I just couldn't even think about how I was going to use it. So I found that this background was kind of bright. So instead of using my clear gesso, what I did was I used my white gesso to tone it down. And I started with my fingers, and I don't like the feeling of stuff like that on my fingers. I know it's weird, but I just don't. And it's just kind of gritty and I don't like it. So I just took out my palette knife and just added it on. I just wanted a really thin coat, and I wanted it to be sort of dreamy. But what I decided to do to get that effect was I took out my Distress Stain in the Spun Sugar. I think that's my favorite color. And we got that in a color add-on a few months ago. And now I'm taking this paint dauber that we got last month, and my little dauber part doesn't squirt out the ink anymore. So I just put ink on a Stampin' block, and then I just dipped it in and, got my dauber wet that way, and then just added on the layout. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just doing a frame. And I kind of measured out where my photo was going to go. And this is a 5x7 photo. And I've had it for a few years. This was one of the competitions that they had gone to. Actually, I think it was from the background there. I think this was actually a local one. It was here in Moncton. And we were able to go down on the ground where they were practicing. And I took a ton of pictures of her and her teammates. And it was just, a lot of fun. And so, like I said, I kind of measured out, and then I knew that where I was putting my paints and my Distress Stain, it just went beyond that. So it just kind of framed the photo. Now, basically, the only thing I have left in pattern papers, unless it's a full 12x12, which I want to keep, to use as backgrounds, are my 6x6 pattern papers. And even at that, I don't have many of those left. And to think there was 36 sheets in that, I believe that's how many there was. And I barely have anything left. And that's what I love it when there's 6x6 patterns in our kits, because man, you get a lot of mileage out of that. Now, one of the 6x6 pattern papers had these little labels. And what I did was I just cut out all the labels, and I'm going to use them on this layout. Again, sometimes in the 12x12 patterns, there's a lot of them that I can cut apart. Now this one, there was only the camera one, and there was the 2x2 square ones, and then there was 4x6 and 3x4 cards. It basically Project Life cards. And So, but in the 6x6, there was a circle one, there was the word pattern paper that I cut apart, and there was the label ones. And I love doing that to, use them as elements on the layout. Not that there's not enough embellishments in this kit, because there is, but I just find that, where this is Amy Tangerine 12x12 pattern papers, and then this is Amy Tangerine 6x6. If I cut the 6x6 pattern paper apart, then it really coordinates. So I love that. Now there was a 3x4 card that was a cut apart, and I just liked the circle. So I just cut the circle out, and it says I love you, and it has a little heart, and I'm going to use that as an embellishment. Now this here was the packaging for the Ellie Studio stamp set, and it's just a beautiful little floral, and it's, nice light and pink. So I'm going to use that on this layout because I repackage all my stamps anyway. I love doing that. I love using little pieces that, you might otherwise throw out. The branding strips and the packaging, the back of some packages of your embellishments. Some of them are so pretty. You can use them as layering pieces, and that's what I'm going to do here. Now, this, like I said, this most time, I'd say 99.5% of the time, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do when I start any layout. And this one was no different. I had thrown everything together and I had no pictures. So just before I started this, I chose a picture, and it happened to be a 5x7. So then the picture kind of dictated how I was going to do the layout. Now, a few layouts ago, I did, excuse me, done so many voiceovers that my voice is gone, and I've been working all weekend too, and dispatched all weekend, so it's so hard on the voice because all you do all day is talk. But anyway, so it kind of dictated how I ended up doing this page, because I was using 6x6 pattern papers to begin with. So I had one 6x6 that I used, and it was sort of a ledger background, and I kind of mounted the photo on that. And of course it was too small because it's 5x7. So then I took another 6x6 that I had left, I cut a little strip and put it at the top and the bottom, so it looks like it goes beyond, it makes it look bigger. And then what I have left is scraps of vellum, and I just took whatever scraps I had left, cut it down to 6 inches because that's how wide it is, and then I just put it at the top and the bottom. And then it did a couple of things. It just kind of finished my vertical stripe or strip that I wanted to do, but then it's just vellum, so it's just kind of subtle. And then it gave me somewhere where I could put my title. Now I'm going through my scraps. I'm seeing what else I could add in these embellishment clusters using my scraps, and I love doing that. What I do is every little piece of scrap paper that I have, I just keep it all together and with the kit, and until I am done the kit, and then I just use every possible thing that I can. I finally used one of those Heidi Swaps flags, and it's just a light pink and gold, and it says enjoy, and because there's a little bit of gold on that, I'm going to add some more gold everywhere else. And while I'm just putting that together, it's pretty self-explanatory from now on. I just wanted to thank everyone for the participation this weekend. I mean, oh my goodness, I have to tell you, most of the comments, I've already read them. I think the only one that I haven't gone through everything, and it's because there was so many comments, was on the giveaways. I think I'm getting close to 500 comments on that video. So I've read quite a few of them, but I still have quite a few to read. But all the other videos, I've read all the comments, and I just want to say thank you so much for all your warm and kind wishes for my birthday and everything. And just, you guys are so encouraging, and your support is overwhelming, and I just want to thank everyone. Now, another thing is my last video was of my son, and I talked to, the title is called He's a Keeper, but it'll be the video right before this. And I talked about how we really wanted a boy. And I guess I should have went into the story a little bit more, but the video was really short, so I tried to wrap it up. But basically, and I just felt bad because somebody commented that, you know, their parents really wanted a boy and they always felt like they didn't measure up. And it really broke my heart because that's not how I feel about my daughters whatsoever. And I guess I'll just go back to the beginning of the story. When I was 21, I was in nursing, and I had done one of my one place that we had to do for one of our classes was to work at a daycare. And we did that. I think we were there for a long time, maybe 3 months to 6 months. And there was a little boy there, and his name was Jesse. And now you can relate back to the story where I said his name was Jesse. And his parents had just recently divorced. So he was a hurt little boy. And every time he got really attached to me, and every time he would come in or I would go in, he would grab my hand and he would not let go, and he wouldn't let the other kids come near me, and he would say that I was his, and you know, like to go away kind of thing. And if we sat down for story time, he sat on my knees, and I, you know, didn't want to hurt his feelings, so I still talked to other kids and stuff. But anyway, he just totally got my heart, and he had this little calic on the front of his, I still so remember him, and I just fell in love with that little boy. And that was the reason I wanted a boy so much, because I don't know, it just broke my heart that you know, little boy was, he was just hurt so much. And then that never left me, that little boy never left me, and I just wanted a boy. Plus, when I met my husband, he is sort of the last of the Jones. So he wanted a boy to keep the family name going. So, but if the third one would have been a girl, we would have kept going until, you know, we would have had a boy. Possibly. I don't know. I mean, it didn't happen. So I don't know what would have happened if we would have ended up with 5 girls or and no boys, or I don't know. But by having the third one, and I mean, by the time he was born, I was 33. So after that, we just decided, you know, that 3 was a good number. And although, man, if you are a family of 5, isn't everything in this world made for a family of 4? I mean, even going to McDonald's, you have a table of 4 packages for vacation. It's for a family of 4, and everything, even a vehicle, it's made for a family of 4. And so we had to upgrade to a van and everything, but at the time. But anyway, so I just wanted to say, you know, that was just a letter that I want to write to him, just like I you know, wrote a letter to Caitlin, which is this daughter here, and a letter to Jessie, which is the oldest daughter, and she's the mom of Mason. And so I just wanted to sort of clear that up. But anyway, I did some stamping on this from the Ellie Studio stamp set, and it's just those little triangles. Oh, I just love those, and the word beautiful. And now I'm adding some color shine from Heidi Swap, and that's going to wrap up this layout. And I hope that everyone enjoyed all the videos this weekend. I had a ton of fun making them all, and I had a wonderful birthday. I worked all day, but when I got home, my hubby made supper, and him and my daughters and my son chipped in and bought me a Pandora bracelet. So I absolutely love it. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching. Bye.